Oh my goodness. I started and then I stopped, but we started again. Hello, hello. It is Monday, but it doesn't feel like Monday because, oh, there's a nice view of the city. It doesn't feel like Monday because if you're an entrepreneur, you've probably been working even over the holiday, right? Who hasn't? So if we haven't met formally, and excuse the dark lighting, I wanted some nice mood lighting while I was working tonight. If we haven't met officially, let me say hi. My name is Sabina, and I am an expert that teaches entrepreneurs how to share their message with the press and the world, how to do what they love, and how to have an awesome time while doing it. What I'm starting to do for 2016, I almost said 2015, hello Marco, but it's 2016, is I'm going to be sharing with you a PR tip a day. So every day, live at 5, check it. I know it's actually 5:20 on the East Coast, but things happen, right? Every day, I'm going to be sharing a PR tip a day that you can use for your business, for your blog, whatever you're doing. So welcome. Happy New Year. Hello. I know it's 2016, Denny. I can't even believe it. So excuse the post-gym hair. I'm just going to own that. But I really wanted to talk to you because every day, weekdays that is, I'll be giving you a PR tip a day, 5 p.m. Eastern. So today's tip is all about how successful buzz building, successful PR begins at home. But before we even begin, I wanted to point out something that is around my neck. Do you see this? More is more. This is my mantra for 2016. One of my many mantras. But I feel like people always like to say less is more. No, more is more. More success, more PR, more buzz for your business, because all of those things mean more freedom, more happiness, more of a chance to chill out and do what you want to do. So my focus of my PR tips a day at PR Tip a Day is to give you the empowerment, the education, the strategy so you can have more money, more success, more clients, more time on your couch. I don't care. It all goes back to abundance and freedom. So that is what you're talking about. But what I wanted to talk about today was a tip that I don't think enough people pay attention to, enough people use. And that is my belief that PR begins at home. Buzz for your business, buzz for whatever it is you do for a living. People knowing what you do for a living begins at home. That means before you try to pitch a story to the press, before you try to share your message with your local newspaper or TV show or anything, the buzz begins at home. And what do I mean by that? I mean that no matter what you do, so freeze wherever you are. Where are you all, by the way? I'm on the East Coast. But wherever you are right now, I want you to take a moment and say, what do I want people to know about me, about my passion, about my purpose, about what I do for a living? What is it that you want people to know? That you offer services, that you have a blog, that you have a website, whatever it is. That needs to begin at home. And what I mean is before you worry about magazines or TV or anything like that, you need to make sure that everybody in every circle that you belong in, your gym, your church, the school pickup lane when you're going to pick up your kids from school, all of those people need to know what you do for a living, what kind of value you can provide them. And if not them, their friends, their coworkers, their sister, their grandma, whatever. Everyone in your circles need to know what you do. We sometimes forget. We spend so much time and energy trying to get a blog story written about us or get all these hearts on Periscope or get buzz on Twitter or do our Facebook marketing. We spend so much energy doing that. We don't realize the power that comes when people in our own circles know what we do for a living. Because that means they can say, oh, how about, let me tell my grandma about that. Or, oh, a friend of mine works for the press and they're looking for a story for such and such. So my point is, the more people who are in your circles know what you do for a living, the more your buzz is going to grow just really naturally. And you never know who could be, one step away from something you need, but it has to begin at home. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you come up to everybody in the school pickup line or the gym locker room or the bar you hang out at and just blurt out what you do for a living? No, that would be sort of weird. You can't be a weirdo, okay? So what you have to do is try to think of some motto or catchphrase or elevator pitch, but I feel like it has to be a little bit more natural because it's your social circle, right? So that explains what you do. Because I'm guessing that the people you are around a lot of the time don't all know what you do for a living, right? So you want to find ways when they say, hey, my name's so-and-so, or what do you do? You can say naturally what you do. So if someone comes up to me and says, hey, what do you do for a living? I can say, I help people share their message with the press and the world. I help people create a life that they love while doing it. And I help people do what they love for a living. And I would probably reverse the order, right? So I help people do what they love for a living. I help people share their message with the press and the world. And I help them create an awesome life while they do it. So in the same vein, think about it, what it is you do for a living, or whatever your passion is, your purpose is, what you want people to know about you and how you're growing your career. You need to think of a way to say that in a way that's not really like too in your face or weird or uncomfortable, because remember, this isn't like a business setting. This is a personal setting. Maybe you're at a cocktail party. Maybe your friend has a potluck. Maybe it's a school soccer game. You're hanging out with all the other parents, right? You're hanging out and someone says, what do you do for a living? You say, my name is Nadia Murdoch. I know she's out there, of Nadia Murdoch Fit. And I help people train their mind so they can change their body. And I do that through fitness coaching and fitness training. So right there, she's told people what she does. It's quick, it's easy, it stands out. And you never know who is at the party she's at or the school event that she's at, who might know someone who needs to know about her, or they might want to refer someone to her website. So again, PR begins at home. You can't be shy about telling people what you do for a living. You should be proud of telling people what it is you do. Or maybe it's a hobby or a passion or a purpose you want to get out there more. I often say to people when I'm coaching or I'm teaching or I'm speaking, closed mouths do not get fed. Can I hear that from you? So closed mouths do not get fed. If you are not asking for what you want, no one's going to give it to you. In the same way, when you're in social circles or at parties or doing things in your personal time, you need to own what you do and let people know about it. Because closed mouths do not get fed. Nobody is going to support you if they don't know what you're doing in the first place. So in 2016, a really big thing to do, I think it's harder sometimes than pitching yourself to the press or pitching yourself to an anonymous person, is telling the people in your close circles, your friends, your neighbors, your fitness group people, what it is you do. It's difficult because we feel awkward, we feel like we're showing off, we feel a little bit insecure about what we're doing, but you need to know that if you hide what you do from the world, you're doing a disservice to two people. Number one, you're doing a disservice to your business. Because if nobody knows you exist, you can be the best damn yoga instructor there is. But if no one knows you teach yoga, you're not going to survive, right? The second thing is you're doing a disservice to all the people who really, really, really need to know what you do for a living, because you can help them. You can make their life easier, better, faster, healthier, more financially successful. But if they don't know you're doing it, they're not going to be able to get that help. And that sucks. So what I want you to do is just keep remembering today's PR tip of the day is to share your message at home. And by home, I don't mean like with your husband or wife or your kids, because they all probably know. Because if you're an entrepreneur or a coach or expert of any kind, they probably hear about it all the time, right? Am I right, Katie? But at the same time, all these social situations they need to know. Actually, we've got a gal on Periscope right now, Katie James Pixel, who I love because I feel like she works it around town in Beacon, New York. I know she's out there. So she lets people in Beacon, New York know what they do. And that leads to connections for her blog, the Little Beacon blog. It leads to connections at Shingle, where the both of us work together. So you have to remember, the more people who know about you, it might not be something they need themselves, but they might know a friend or a business partner or a colleague or a sister who needs what you have to offer. So our rule, our PR tip of the day is PR starts at home in all your social circles. What I like to do is something I call a proclaim it moment. So it can be an email you send to people, or it can be something you say at a party, but sort of encourage yourself, challenge yourself, dare yourself to proclaim it. And I don't mean like walk down the street with a sandwich board or walk up to people at parties awkwardly and say like, hi, this is what I do. But find ways to introduce what you do to the people who are in your space, right? Because again, like you're saying, Sierra from Manic Truck, the more people who know about you, the more people talk about you. There are so few degrees of separation in the world in general, but especially in the social worlds. The more people who know, the more they can supply you to people who need you. And trust, it goes back to press, because the more people I know in my world who are doing something interesting or specific, I can then refer them to members of the press I work with. And I do it all the time. But if I don't know what they do, it's not serving anyone, right? So I really encourage you to proclaim it. Maybe that's a dare you can take away from today's PR tip of the day. Proclaim it to people in your space. Maybe send an email to friends who, not like a mass email. I hate mass emails. Send individual emails. You can copy and paste them from a Word doc. No one needs to know. But make it look personal and say, hey, Karen, it's Sierra. I've got this new line launching at Manic Trout. Here's what I'm working on. I'd love you to check it out. If you know of anybody who needs XYZ, or if you know anyone who works at this paper, here's what I'm looking for. Just proclaim it. Closed mouths do not get fed. The worst you're going to get is maybe an eye roll from them, and you won't even see it because it's on email, okay? So proclaim it in person. For people who are a close part of your circle, friends, relatives, proclaim it on email. Some of them might not even know what you do for a living, especially if you're someone who's working your day job while supporting your dream job. They might not even know what your big dreams and your goals are. So the more you can proclaim that in your personal circles, the better. So our PR tip of the day on our kickoff PR tip of the day is PR begins at home. Share what you do with all the people in your life. And I want you to start doing that right now because you probably think you're doing it too much, but you're actually doing it too little. PR like that is like the reverse of cologne. Cologne you often put too much on, right, guys? But less is more. In PR, more is more. In buzz building, more is more. The more people who know about you, the better. And this is not a time for thinking small. This is a time for thinking big. It is Sweet 16. It is 2016. We're kicking it off right here today with a PR tip a day. So go forth, share what you do with people, do it fearlessly or do it with fear, but do it anyways, right? Because like I said before, there are two big reasons that you need to start making PR begin at home for yourself. Number one, because your business needs it. Because if people don't know what you're doing and not enough people consistently know so you can get more new customers, new clients, if more and more people don't know what you're doing, your business will not only not thrive, it's not going to survive. And the second thing is it is your responsibility and your duty to share what you do for a living. I don't care if you're an accountant or a jewelry designer or aerobics instructor or a financial coach or a Lamaze coach, whatever you're doing, the world needs you. And the only way we're going to know that you exist is if you tell us. And I know there are people that you thank your lucky stars for every day. For me, it's my trainer or my meditation teacher. And if I didn't know they existed, I would not be as happy a person. So think about all those people who, thanks to them sharing what they do, either in social circles or with the press, you know they exist. You need to be that person too. So I'm really excited for all of you because New Year, first of all, you can start again every day, right? If you didn't stick to your New Year's resolution so far, so be it. But every day we get a chance to start anew, to do something great. And it's so important that we not only do that great thing and keep working on our businesses and our goals and our passions and our purposes, but also keep sharing them with the world. So start at home. I challenge you again to just send an email or connect with someone this week, today even, so you can keep pushing yourself out there. Keep sharing your message with the press and the world because we are waiting to hear it. With that, I can let y'all head out because I know it's like 5:30 on the East Coast. It is time to start cooking dinner and to start winding down. If you're an entrepreneur, you're probably laughing because when do we wind down? But just join me. It's super easy, super simple. Within less than 15 minutes, maybe even 10, I'm going to give you a PR tip a day every weekday. So join me here again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you're not following me on Periscope, why don't you? So you never forget because it's going to tweet at you whenever I'm on. So swipe and follow. And I will see you tomorrow for another PR tip a day. And until then, have an amazing Monday. Happy 2016. I can't wait to see you online tomorrow. And get out there and show people what you do. Because one more time, let me hear you. Closed mouths do not get fed. So go get your food. Go share your purpose and passion with the world. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.